Good evening and welcome to Two-A-Day on your Packer Link Up. Today is Friday, August 22nd, and you're watching the 10 o'clock edition. Well, a late night 10 o'clock edition of Two-A-Day after a big Packers win over the Denver Broncos by a score of 27-24. We are now 1-2 in the preseason, and the Packers look good tonight. Had some problems, some really great performances, but mainly it felt good to play well and to see the units perform well and to get that win. The first play from scrimmage, Rodgers rolled out and connected with Torrey Humphrey for a 35-yard gain. And after that, he hooked up with Greg Jennings for 18 yards. And Brandon Jackson also had a 7-yard run in that series, which was capped off in the end by a 10-yard touchdown pass to Donald Driver, who proceeded to slam dunk the football over the goalpost. I think he was really excited to get that touchdown and to have them feel like they're clicking on all cylinders, and they did look good. Of course, the Broncos came back and did score on us, and at one point, this is one of the negatives of the game. One of this Broncos series, they started literally on their half-yard line. We down the ball inside the 1-yard line, and they literally marched straight down the middle, up the gut, on the Packers for 99 yards, 99 and a half yards to score a touchdown, and it was not pretty at all. But you had to take the bad with the good, and so the team got back on their feet. We got the ball back, and Mason Crosby kicked a couple field goals. We also had a big going back to the defense knocked the ball loose, and which was intercepted by Tracy White, I believe, and he took it a few yards, was tackled. Well, Craig Lumpkin, one of our what's considered to be third, maybe fourth string running back, just has been doing a great job in the preseason, keeping his pads low, getting behind his pads, and he was moving people around, had a few great runs. He got stuck. He brought it down to about the 2 or the 3-yard line and tried to jump over the pile and get in. But one of the Denver Broncos had penetrated so deep into our backfield, he had to take his leap from about 3 yards back. Didn't even come close. It didn't look good at all. The very next play, this was 4th and 1. Lumpkin on a route around the end had one guy to beat, running full steam to the pylon, and then quickly cut back in, burned the defender, and went in for a touchdown. And in one of the classic moments of this game, gave the Terrell Davis little salute to the Denver crowd, because that was the score that put the Packers ahead, and that was what put them ahead really for good in the game. Defense then had a good series, looked like they were going to have a chance on a couple of passes, one that was deflected by Pat Lee at the very last second. It would have been a long game and put the Denver Broncos in field goal range, but he knocked it away, and on the last play, on a 4th and 10 or whatever it was, quarterback rolled out, was run down by one of our defenders who got him by the leg. He tried to stay up on one leg like he was going to make an 80-yard bomb downfield off his one back foot, and was just absolutely leveled by Desmond Bishop, who is incidentally the guy who leveled one of the Seahawks players in the biggest hit of all last season. But because it was in the preseason, it wasn't shown much. But Desmond Bishop, when he gets his freak on, he laid the wood to this guy. And that was in the Seahawks game, was a picture that has showed up on the link up in the caption of the week. It's as if the guy's lips flew right off. This one wasn't quite as big a hit, but he put his shoulder down and just gave it to him. And a real fine way to end this game. A pick, a touchdown on the ground by Lumpkin, a few key defensive plays, and a big hit on 4th down to end it. So we're celebrating in Packer land. For now, all is well. Excuse me. We're still not at full strength. We need to remember we played this game without Ryan Grant. We really need Pickett back. We looked terrible at one point, our run defense. we were like a sieve for a while there. But we're expecting that we can get that short up. Charles Woodson did come off the field at one point injured. It looked like it must have been minor. He was back on the field, limping a little at one point, but he appears to be perfectly fine. Our team appears to be, for the most part, intact. We did see Josh Sitton limping off the field as well, and we'll keep you up to date tomorrow on his injury situation. But for now, like I said, we're celebrating our first win in the preseason, and a good one against a tough team with a great defensive backfield and a good pass rush, and a quarterback who looked very sharp tonight and had some good passes and moved around a lot on us and made it difficult for us. So congratulations to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, our receiver core, for hanging on to the ball, for all the guys on defense who've made the big hits tonight and kept us in the game. And that is your two-a-day for tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow at 5 o'clock to give a little more in-depth recap of the Packers-Broncos game and talk about what Coach McCarthy had to say. So until then, as always, go Pack.